It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, post-Amherst, because I figure I haven't done enough Amherst videos yet. I thought I would do a few more. I've got a couple other things to sprinkle in here or there, but I thought this would give a little better opportunity to have a little bit of back and forth, because I know there were many times over the weekend that I wasn't doing a great job keeping up with the chat as things were going on. If you don't know, Amherst is a train show up in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Big E, and it is an event. If you've never been there, it is. I feel it's impossible to explain, but yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. Path Valley's asking, did I by chance get to go by the end track layout? Yes. I don't know which video it's in, but it's definitely in a video. It's there. It's there. Yeah, the circus train is running. The Bachman circus train I got going up on the upper deck. And I do have a train running on the lower deck as well, and I'll show that in a second. Mayhem is probably pretty close to the correct answer. It was pretty incredible. Dennis, I didn't end up getting any RR Circus stuff. It turns out that even with the show discounts and whatnot, that I could buy stuff from Iron Planet Hobbies for cheaper. So I'm still thinking about it. I did actually just buy many DCC switch motors, and now I'm kind of wondering, should I have bought those or should I switch to LCC? On my size layout, I'm not sure LCC makes sense. So, Anthony Dodge, you can't and shouldn't worry about keeping up with the chat unless you have a partner with you. You can't film, read chat, respond, see, ask, see and ask all at the same time. I agree, and I do what I can. I do what I can. Let's quickly jump in, see who's here, say hello, and then we will move on to other things. I'm still whipped, I gotta tell you. 5 streams in 3 days. One of them was like 3 hours, so it was a great time though. I can't wait until the next Amherst. But yeah, Dennis, while my layout is the perfect test layout, I do also kind of feel like by the time I get to the next layout, everything with LCC is going to change. I mean, by the time 5 years from now, LCC is going to be a completely different beast than it is today. So Andrew, Mr. McTovid with the $5 super chat and the post Amherst Heath fund. I really appreciate that. Andrew, thank you so much. Tina, thank you so much. And thank you. There's a question that you asked that I've always wanted to ask, and I'm really glad that you did ask it. And we can talk about it more offline, but I thought it was a question that needed to be asked, and I let him get away with the answer a little bit. But around the layout, Ray saying the world's first and only Athearn Blue Box microphone. As people pointed out, I thought the funniest thing had to be when I handed it to the Walthers guy. But I did cover up all the logos, but everyone knows it's an Athearn box. So anyway, have those two little guys always been up in the corner like that? Not always. It is a newer thing. You can go to any video in the last month or two and they pop up. So yeah, when you hit the thumbs up button, the little guys up in the corners basically say thank you. Let's say hello to some people we got joining us tonight. We have Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, Ray from Around the Layout Podcast, Barry Olson's here, Bernard C's in the house, Brad Anderson from the Gerard Vision Model Railroad Down Under. We got Cascade Southern Model Trains, Dave Hammers in the house, David from DB Tech, Edward Happy Valley Hobbies is here. We got Dwight from the Curly Express, Joey, also known as Loco Joe from the Late Night Model Railroad, and someone just popped in and I got distracted. I don't know who it was. Gerald Stewart jumping in. Error from Manshed Railroad is here. Bernard from Mini Prince, Tina Marie from Mojave Model Railroad, Andrew, Mr. McTovid, N Scale, Cole is here, Dennis from Otter Creek and Rio Grande, Path Valley Railroad, Rayron VR, the Ice Dragon, Roger Coleman is here as well, Roy Eltham, Russ, Rockino Railroad, Stormy Sky Rail Productions, Trackside, Mike, and last and always least, Steven from Wig Wag Workshop. The trip home was really great, nice and simple. Little story about the trip home while we're talking about things. I didn't look at the app. I had saved the ticket in my wallet on my iPhone, and the ticket said 7:30 when I saved it. So I had a nice post Amherst dinner, and I had plenty of time to walk to the train station. So I'm puttering along because it was only like 7:05. So I get to the train station and I look up at the board to see when the train is, and there's no 7:30 train. I couldn't figure out what was going on, but there was a 7:15 train. I eventually realized that the 7:15 train was the train that I needed to be on. So luckily it was 7:09. Luckily I made the 7:15 train. So it all turned out well. I got there on time, but I was a little nervous when I did realize that I almost missed my own train. Speaking about dinner, I had the opportunity to hang out with Bernard for a little bit of the weekend at Amherst, and it was Bernard who I was having dinner with post Amherst. Bernard is doing a show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, which will be his Amherst post video, and he has a very different perspective because he has the vendor perspective of the train show and how that went, and can give a very different view of it than what a lot of us got to see. So do want to take a moment, thank all the people that support the channel, including Bernard at Mini Prints, Ryan at Iron Planet Hobbies, Nick over at PTF Designs. This weekend really showed what the community of model railroading is all about, and it was really great just to meet people and get out there and just be a part of the community.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Trackside Mike says, thanks for doing the live shows. I also got to meet Trackside Mike. I don't want to go through the whole list of people that I met, because I guarantee you I'll forget somebody, and then things are, anyway. But go back through the videos. You can see a lot of people that I met along the way. Trackside Mike is in, I think it's maybe the Saturday morning video. I got to interview him at the OVR table because Trackside Mike was there supporting Lorne with their new release of Freight Cars. So check that out. That's pretty awesome. Can't get PayPal to work. What am I doing wrong? I don't know what you're trying to buy. New York City guy should be an expert in train schedules. So this New York City guy is so used to the trains being there all the time. I mean, the trains just run all the time, so I don't have to worry about the schedule. You just go and you get on the train because they run every so often. I did miss Rod Stewart. That would have been pretty cool if he was there. I didn't talk to the guy at Deepwood Software. I saw him. I know where he is. He's there every year. I didn't talk to him. I didn't. Yeah, Gerald. There were some really great conversations that I had. We'll take a look at my N scale purchases. We'll also talk about how I got kicked out of the BMT club. Russ, I don't know what you're talking about, because around here Amtrak is right on the minute. Right on the minute. Ah, Barry, I'm not sure why it wasn't working. Are you using the PayPal link in my description? Let me click on one of them right now. Oh boy, it's not working again. Let me see if I can figure out what that link is for you. I've been having some issues with my web server doing redirects. So I don't know why it's been causing so many problems. But let's see. I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure this out. Not that one. Let's try this one. I'm getting there. Just for Barry, I'm trying to get in. Trying to get into PayPal. We'll see if I can make it happen. I need to type in my authentication code, just because, you know, security and whatnot, it's asking me to do it. Let's see. How can I share? Share your link. Copy link. Here we go. Here's PayPal. PayPal. I gotta figure out why I'm having so many problems with my redirects on the website, but that is definitely a big failure. Who are we looking for that wasn't even there? Roy Eltham starting the Heath is Going to Colorado in May fund. I'm looking into it. I have to work up the budget, see where it comes to, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I wanted to get through Amherst, see how much damage was caused at Amherst, and then move on from there. Lynn, thank you so much. I hope it's been getting a little better. Tom, I have no idea what happened. I'm usually behind as well. Anthony Dodge, Amtrak doesn't run on time between Pennsylvania and Chicago. Oh, interesting. Yeah, along the Northeast Quarter, I mean, they are by the minute around here. So, I mean, there's a ton of traffic around here, and there's no freight running on the same lines around here. So I think that makes it a lot easier. You can spend an hour berating me about my website. I'm actually kind of frustrated that it's not working again because I keep talking to them about it, and it keeps not working. So I don't know what to do. I use a bunch of redirects through. It's not really my website, but I use a bunch of redirects through my web host, so that when I need to change the links, they're all, you know, I don't have to worry about changing them everywhere, but it doesn't seem to work. Is Super Chat on PayPal? It is. You can use Super Chat on PayPal. Yeah, LCC and our LCC with our circuits and signal logic system were definitely cool things. My train to Chicago is 30 minutes late. I'm actually surprised about that. Yeah, so Amtrak does own the rails on the Northeast Quarter, so they don't have to worry about CSX messing up their day, and it does make it a lot easier. I don't know that I'm going to go to the NCL convention in Reno, but what I might be trying to do, I've got, you know, the tag on the back of my shirt is bothering me. I need it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know that I'm going to be going to the NScale convention in Reno, but I am thinking about going to the Altoona show in September, but I'm not really sure yet. Not really sure about that, but before we get into what's going on in, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just had one of those moments where I was like everything just kind of went blank. I agree, Tina Marie. I think you should host one. I think that would be a lot of fun. Grapevine, Texas in August is the national convention of the NMRA. It's so funny that Amtrak's never on time. I don't get that. Oh, you do, Ray. I would love to talk more about that to you. I hadn't talked to him before this year, so it was kind of new to me. So Mark's asking, what's BMT? What did I get kicked out of? So yeah, me as well. I do want to show something before we get into some of the Amherst stuff really quickly. You guys have seen my layout cameras, and you can see in the top left corner right now, you can see the train running. That stuttering is due to the cameras that I'm using. The cameras are ESP32 cams that have a frame rate of about 12 frames per second. So you can see in the top center there how it kind of stutters along. I'm playing around with some new cameras. I want to try something a little different. These are also IP cameras, so they're behind. They're a couple seconds behind, but you can see the quality of the stream is so much better. So I'm hoping that, and I switched to this camera just because I don't have one of those new cameras. It probably is. It probably is. Just probably because I have so many of them. It might be. It might be. But yeah, the new yard camera though, I think it looks so much better. It's still an IP camera. This is a Eufy camera. Mr. McTobin, I have not connected up the cameras that you gave me yet, but those are the ESP32s. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to move the ESP32 cameras up to the top shelf, because I haven't been running the cameras up on, or the trains up on the top shelf, because I don't really have any cameras up there. I'm waiting to see, oh, there it is. It's finally coming into view. So I think I'm going to get more of these UFI IP cameras for down on the end scale, just because they're smoother, and I think it'll look better during my op sessions. I don't know, like the way my op sessions are going, I don't know how many more op sessions I'm really going to do live, but I think this gives definitely a better view of it. So yeah, it's actually not delayed too bad right now. It's pretty close actually, which I'm surprised how close it was. But yeah, so Joey and Cameron are giving away the secret. The club that I got kicked out of is the Buy More Trains Club. I didn't buy a whole lot. This is all I bought. Usually I end up buying more stuff. I was doing a lot of videoing, didn't really spend much time looking for my own stuff to shop. I keep getting behind on the chat. Yeah, so many decisions, exactly. Yeah, it's a very different camera than the ESP32s. They're also significantly more expensive. The ESP32s are $8 a piece, and the UFI cameras are $42 a piece. So you get what you pay for. I brought more trains home than I did. I had planned on buying more stuff. So it's not really clickbait. If you're on Discord, we have a channel on Discord called the Railroad Collection, and we joke around that we are the members of the BMT Club, which is the Buy More Trains, or the Buy More Track Club. But yeah, I agree. Never too many trains. That is completely completely true. So my first purchase was this. This is what broke the, whatever, what do they call it when like you, it was the first purchase. I bought this from a vendor that I seem to buy stuff every time I go to Amherst. They are actually called, what I thought was interesting is I looked them up later, and the name on the like chart as to what they are is different than the name that's on their website. So I did find that this is their website, if I can find it right now. So they're called Half Price Hobby. So everything on 90% of the stuff on their table was 50% off. They did have a couple things that were 30% off, like their Broadway limited stuff. But this locomotive was 50% off the 240, so it was $120. You might recognize this one. I have the Main Central 301 and the Main Central 303. So for $120, you know, I thought it was a good price, so I got the 302. The goal with these is to eventually convert these over to some Riverside transfer cars, so that's why I got them. And I don't know why. I didn't see any other box cars that I really liked, but I thought I like the Rock Island logo. I thought it was a pretty cool logo. So also 50% off the price on the box. So I thought I'd give it a go. Thought it was pretty good. So the show was basically over. The show was over. I'm not sure. Oh, and it works with I get it. It works with Alexa. Yes. Ah, there you go. Ray's got the name. Shepog Railroad. Yep, that is them. And every year I seem to buy stuff from these guys. So this was the only purchase that I made actually during the show. I think they are in Ashburnham, Massachusetts. Is where they say they're out of. Yeah, it is definitely a cool logo. So during the hours of the show, this was the only purchase that I made. So from the time I got there Friday until 5 p.m. on Sunday, this is all I bought. But I decided I would help out Mini Prince take down the booth. I'd helped him out a little bit throughout the week, but my train wasn't until 7:15, 7:30, as I mentioned. So I thought I would help out Mini Prince. And at about 10 after 5, I took a trip to the bathroom and I walked past this guy's table and he had this on it. And I was like, wow, those are really cool. Like these, you know, you guys know I've got a little bit of a New York Central pacemaker fetish. I've been starting to really get into some of the Cotton Belt Blue Streak cars due to Jason the Train Freak. And these are the Pennsylvania Railroad merchandise service cars. So I was looking at them, I was thinking, I'm like, 98 bucks, 33 bucks a car. I'm gonna pass. So I decided to pass on them. I decided I was gonna stick with this. This is gonna be my only purchase, and I was gonna stick with it. Ken, if you're asking if this is DCC and Sound, it is Gold Series. Which means, yes, it's got an ESU look sound decoder in it. So N-scale selection at the club was really good. Tom's Trains had a good selection. Had a bunch of really good stuff. Yeah, so Trackside Mike, Dry Hill did have the circus train. John and I go back a ways. If you go onto my channel and look up Circus Train, now I feel like I need to do it. I actually have a pretty long interview with John on my channel. So we've known each other about 2 years now. You know, first met at the New York Society of Model Engineers. Then we met up at Amherst last year, met up at Amherst again this year. I got to actually run the circus train for a very short period, but they had to wrap up and shut down for the night. But here is the circus train interview. This is an interview with John, who built that circus train. It's a 32-car circus train, custom made completely. So back to my helping Mini Prince load out. So I was all good. We were loading out. You know, this was in my bag. I went to the bathroom, came back out of the bathroom, and I said, hey, like, will you take an end of show deal on it? He's like, I can't do an end of show deal on it. And I was kind of like, I ended up buying them. I guess that was kind of obvious, right? So I almost made it out of there with only this, but I ended up with the whole show with all of this, which I thought wasn't too bad. I didn't see a lot of switchers in the show, especially any DCC switchers. So, you know, I really wanted to get some more switchers. So I'm really glad about that. I have 91 people watching tonight. Thank you so much. I'm guessing some people found me from the Amherst show. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Chris, that was part of what it was for me in the show, is that you know, I'm building this layout right now, and the things that I need for the layout aren't really like used things. Like I need some switch machines to do some stuff I want to do. I'm working on the operations and getting the operations smoother. So there wasn't a lot of stuff. Oh, well, apparently. So which is it? Is it 89 or 58? Are you guys trying to give me a hard time? Dennis, that's backwards. I don't know what's going on. India Step says you did good. I would have gotten that switcher if you had passed. He had a couple of these switchers. This was the only one with DCC and sound. So it's the only one that I got. I only brought cash as well, and that was my plan, was to budget only up to what I had, and I made it, I feel like I made it out there fairly unscathed. So I was pretty happy with how that all worked out. I do want to take a second, if people don't mind, just to kind of talk a little bit through my Amherst videoing experience. So I've got 5 videos, and they're the videos. We can close these because those aren't them. So these are the 5 videos that I did at Amherst. They were all live streams. They had a lot of information. I don't know what's going on anymore. You guys are all confusing me. I shot all these videos. Last night, I spent time, and what I did is I went in and I put in the video chapters. So if you see down here, like if you want to see the Chester and Beckett Railroad in F-scale, which is an incredible F-scale layout, hand-laid track. John Sacerdoti, the show director, actually hand-laid all of that track, so you can check that out. Lark Products, which this is Bill Brown right here from Lark Products. Bill Brown is, or I know Bill Brown through the NMRA NER, which is Northeast region. He's the AP chair, so he signed my AP certificate, so I got to interview with him. But if you don't know, if you just highlight over stuff, it'll give you what the different, things are that, I saw, and you can kind of scroll through it and see the different things that happened. So this was Friday night. Friday night was setup night. I got in early and kind of just walked around quickly and looked and saw what was there. Saturday morning, I then went in and did a little bit more looking around. And this is somebody who was asking, did I see any of the N-Track stuff? This is actually the N-Track set up in, I believe, in the Mallory building. So Saturday morning was all spent in the, sorry. Dave, we all know that. You don't have to post so people leave my stream. I know he's live. People know he's live. Thanks for sending everybody to somebody else's stream. Anyway. So this was Saturday morning's video. I spent Saturday morning in the Mallory building. And this is the different stuff that I saw in the Mallory building. You can see the different sections down here. The Northeast Quarter Historical Society with his, I know. Andy, why not just post it up? Go for it. Jeez. Yeah, so I did the video chapters, most of them last night, and I think it helps. So Northeast Quarter Historical Society, Keith from CAMP, who's another YouTuber, is with those guys. I have no VIPs. There is nobody important around here. So he was from that. The New England Lego Group, Fremont. The N-Scale Fremo guys had a huge setup. DeBob's N-Scale Man Cave had his Fremo module there. You got to check that out. Really incredible module that he did. Almar, met him on video. F&B met him on video. A lot of N-Track stuff. This, I don't know if this is... Yesterday, which is, you can't beat coming to a train show on a train. It doesn't get any better than that. So, you new to the hobby, or you've been doing this for a little bit? As everybody's story, right? Awesome. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Nice. What do you guys like seeing here?
We enjoy the layouts. I'm looking for somebody to
Anyway, this couple, I don't know. I was able to talk to some really cool people, and I don't know why, but this couple, there was just something about this couple that I just, I don't know. There were so many people at this show. I wish I had time actually to meet other people and talk more just to the people that were just there. But 187th Vehicle Club, Train Nerd Clothing, N-Track, those are what is in the Saturday morning video. Saturday afternoon video. I don't know if you guys know, but this gentleman right here that is holding up the mic, that is Trackside Mike. Trackside Mike, yeah. That older couple was just, it was beautiful to see. I don't know that, yeah, it was really kind of, it was good. It was good. But yeah, so Trackside Mike was over at the OVR table. So this day I spent a bunch of time in the Better Living Center, HO Valley Track, which is Ron from New Haven Rails. I met New Haven Rails being Ron's YouTube channel. Amherst Beltline, which is the host, what are they called? The Amherst Railway Society is the host of the show. The Amherst Beltlines is their layout. I don't know. I'm finding now that I'm back that there are a lot of YouTubers that I didn't see while I was there. But Iowa Scaled Engineering, I got to talk to Michael Peterson over there. Checked out Mini Prints for a little bit. Who's in here? Crooked River and Eastern, met Dave, talked to him for a bit. Northeast N-Track, more N-Track in this video. We walked through Best Trains, we walked through Teachy Group. Walthers, it didn't quite occur to me until after I had handed the guy the quote-unquote microphone, but I had just handed the guy at Walthers an Athearn Blue Box, but he took it all in stride and was really great. But he was just fantastic. So talked a little bit about the Walthers new tracks and stuff that they were putting out. Milford Park Railway, that was really cool. They had a small switcher there. Spoke to the guy from Milford Park Railway. I was on my way to talk to George over at Soundtracks. So we talked to George for a little bit before heading over to the Young Building. Tom from Tom's Trains and Things was watching the stream when I walked past Bar Mills, and Tom said, "Hey, tell him I said hello." Well, that turned into a whole thing. So I don't know, Andy. I haven't put my name back in the pot. I don't know. I just don't know. Is Amherst run by the guys who run WGA? No. Different guys. Here's a question for you, Heath. From your observation, men to women there, it was nice to see Michelle and all of them, and how about the youth? Did you see many kids for the future of the hobby? There were definitely kids there. A lot of the kids were in the Lego area. I saw the kids. They have Maggie the Clown there, which they do a bunch of like clowning shows throughout the hobby throughout the weekend for the kids. A lot of kids around the N-Track layouts, a lot of kids around the layouts. So that was good. Women, it was great. If you don't know, there's the NMRA Women in Model Railroading SIG. You don't need to be in the NMRA to join the group. They're on Facebook. They're on the NMRA Discord, but Michelle was there for that. And I did get an interview with them as well on in the next, was it Saturday? In the Saturday morning video, I believe, there's an interview with the Women in Model Railroading group, which was really great as well. Grandpa Rails, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Heath, your interviews were great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tom Stranson thinks says, I'll hold your mic next time for Doritos. I hope so. I hope so. Let's see. Missed the DeBob interview. Luckily, you can go back. It's still on there. There was Thomas. I did see Thomas on several of the layouts. It was funny. I was over by the Lego guys, and I was talking to the Lego guys, and I didn't know who the green guy was, but I knew there were two different green guys. There's a bigger green guy and a shorter green guy. And I was like, is that Percy? And they're like, well, one's Percy, but nobody knew what the other one was. And then one of the women with the kids behind me goes, that's James. And I was like, thank you. Nobody seemed to know. Nobody seemed to know. Yeah, I do suspect Tom would probably get his grubby little hands, get it all dirty. But yeah, I didn't want to. I try and keep kids off my videos for various reasons, like some parents might not want them on and all that kind of stuff. So I try in general to avoid filming kids, but there were definitely kids there as well. And it was great to actually see the women in model railroading as well, because you know, they were there as model railroaders. I did get into a little bit of a rant about women in model railroading on one of my streams, and just to kind of summarize it again right now is the women, even the women at the show, at this Amherst train show, there was harassment. They were being harassed. And we need to do better. I don't think it should be up to the women in the hobby to do something about it. I think that we should all do it. We're all model railroaders. I think we should treat everybody the same way you would treat other people, regardless of gender. And, you know, let's support the women in model railroading by stepping up and just doing the right thing. So that's my rant on that. So on Sunday morning, I walked over and I got to talk to the man himself, Dick from RR Circuits. He is one of the guys deep into LCC. He's got his finger on the pulse, and he is making things happen. He did reveal, he wouldn't tell me the company names, he did reveal that there are 2 more companies that are working on commercial products to get into the LCC game, which I was very happy to hear about. So it was a really good conversation. So if you come down here, start out in the Stroh building, talk to Bill Brown again at the Central New York Modelers of Distinction. He was one of the modelers that did a bunch of those modules on that layout that were really, really very good. Then we talked to Dick for 30 minutes. Dick at RR Circuits. He was very gracious to spend that time. I did walk past at this point the Shopog Railway Company, which is the half price guys where I bought this car. I didn't buy this car while we were on stream. But then we went over to Custom Model Railroads, saw some of the bridges they had, talked a little bit to Bachmann Trains about some of their G-scale stuff, and then met up at the Mini Prints booth for the YouTube Modelers Meet and Greet. And after, when I shut down my stream, if you headed over to either Sparky's or Bernard at Mini Prints stream, you can kind of see the antics from that, from the YouTube Meet and Greet. Don Head says, thank you for setting the example and standing up for the women in model railroading. And just to be clear, it's about standing up for everybody in model railroading. There just shouldn't be, it just shouldn't go on at all. And John, we could talk about it, John from TSG, we can talk about it offline. But yeah, what else was I going to say? Okay, so the BMT Club BMT Club stands for Buy More Trains or Buy More Track. It's kind of a joke. We have a Discord channel called Railroad Collection, and every time somebody buys something, we say thank you for supporting the BMT Club. Eddie with the super chat saying good evening. Heath, I enjoyed your live streams over the weekend. Thank you for doing them. Thank you so much. So one of the things I do plan on doing, so clickbait. Well, you know, kind of. Loco Joe here, Late Night Model Railroad, Local Joe. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was our founding member, and he definitely does his part to keep the BMT Club alive. So, yeah. There we go. So Ron from New Haven Rails, I was talking about him a little bit earlier from HO Valley Track. So that's his club. So go check him out. Oh, while he's here, so I got a club car from HO Valley Track. And Ron, while you're here, if you could tell us a little bit more about this. I know this is, oh, wrong thing. Here we are. This car is, I know it's 1 out of 60. So there were only 60 of them made. It's an AccuRail car. And my biggest haul was a Riverside transfer sticker. I gave out as many of them as I can. That was for sure. Yeah, watching me was cheaper than going. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Apparently, James Galton's the president, CEO, and founder of the BMT Canadian Club. That is too funny. That is too funny. But yeah, I have limited budget and still in that club, just not as deep. Exactly. Yeah, you went around to a couple different vendors, and you could definitely find the stickers. But you're a recovering addict. Tell us, how do you recover? So this is the HO Valley Track, 1 out of 60 car. It looks like I'm assuming this is the year 2014 that they originally had this made. But check out New Haven Rails. He passed this off. He had asked me if I wanted it a couple months ago. We knew we would be meeting up at the show, so we passed. We exchanged this while I was there, so wasn't really a part of the BMT haul, but it was something that I brought home from the train show. So yeah, BMT Club, definitely a 12-step program. James says I need more trains. So apparently, yeah, Canadian Club does cost 30% more. Although, you know, check out OVR Trains' new freight cars. He's got some freight cars. Here we go. So we started Club Cars a few years back, and one of our members designed it. So there you go. Yeah, you do have to narrow your era. Unfortunately, I chose Circus as my narrow focus, which didn't really help. But yeah. So Tina, I don't know if there's any more of these left. If you're talking about, or are you talking about stickers? Tina, if you're talking about stickers, we can get you around the layout stickers for the store, 100%. If you're talking about the club cars, I don't know if there are any around. Buy more kits. Yeah, that's a problem as well. Picking a narrow era, region, and railroad is the best way to manage your addiction. Now, I guess the question is, do we really want to manage our addiction? I mean, if I really wanted to, I probably could, but I don't know that I want to. Oh, apparently, there you go. There are a few more left. So reach out to Ron at New Haven Rails at HO Valley Track if if this is something that you're interested in. As you guys know, knock you out to find it in that mess back there. Sidetrack Sunday has been doing a yearly car as well. That's been just a lot of fun, and I'm looking at doing some custom cars for my layout. I think it's just a great thing to do to kind of exchange that that sort of thing on different railroads. Have a car from my railroad travel onto somebody else's railroad. Oh, Rusty, you're into aquariums? There, on my Discord, there has been several conversations about aquariums as well. Contact New Haven Rails. Let me see, where is it? Here we go. If one of the mods can put up Ron's channel, New Haven Rails, that would be fantastic. Oh, look at this. Tina Marie has saltwater aquariums too. So, yeah, John, as soon as I'm broke, don't buy anymore. And that's why I bring cash with me, because that kind of helps. If you don't have an Around the Layout sticker and you want one, definitely find this guy. Ray is happy to send them out. He's got many of them. Bernard C says, I've slowed down in the BMT club till the wife decides she wants to engage. Seriously, yup. That is too funny. Too funny. Not single, but I will also be available. Ron got scanned. So Bernard did scan a bunch of people. So there are a bunch of new mini-me's that should be coming out soon as well. So there you go. When you say, can you bring some for the meet and greet, are you talking about in May? Because we can definitely try to make that happen. I'm not an addict. I wait until 5 p.m. to buy trains. That is too funny. Tina, yeah, you got to come back to the Amherst show. I hope you make it again. That's that would be fun to have you there. That would be really great to have you there. Roy Eltham says, I haven't bought any trains today. There you go. There you go. That's all that matters. I'm not going to read the rest of it. I'm not going to read it. So Mini Prince again, streaming tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And if you want to see the scans that he did, check that out. How many scans did you end up doing? Because you did like 50 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, and then like some were on other days as well. The umbrella. Oh, are you guys talking about Deluxe Materials? Deluxe Materials was a really great conversation as well. They had a booth person there with an umbrella. So I don't know if that's what that was in reference to or not. No idea. Thousands. Bernard, I don't think you did thousands of scans. At least I hope you didn't do thousands of scans, because you're going to be busy for a long times. Cascade Southern Model Train says, New Haven Rails, I can't see an email on your channel. How do I contact you? That is a good question. Yeah, so, all right. I hate to kind of admit this a little bit, but I'm going to admit this. When I saw the stuff that Deluxe Materials was doing, my first thought was, this is ridiculous. Why do we need a better ballast glue? Why do we need like all these just, new CA glues, new ballast glue, new track protectant and cleaner? Like, why do we need all of this stuff? And I just didn't understand it. And I was gonna walk right past the booth. I wasn't. I stopped and I said, "Hey, can you tell us about your stuff?" And I thought that I was gonna kind of be, whatever. It was gonna be kind of a throwaway conversation. And yeah, liquid gravity. That's another one. There you go. I didn't think the conversation was going to be as interesting as it was, but I talked to this guy. Let's see, about how long did I talk to him? Let's see, Deluxe Materials. Looks like I probably talked to him for about 15 minutes. It was a great conversation. I like feel bad now almost for poo-pooing their products at first, because the stuff they're doing was really, really great. So this is Sunday afternoon's video. I started out at the T-Track layout. I went over to Ross Custom Switches for any of you O-scale people. Went to Dwarven Fiber Optic Lighting. I don't know if you guys know Dwarven, but they are, you know, if you want to put lights inside of an N-scale car or inside of like a Z-scale something, doing it with fiber optics. They've got a bunch of different ways to do that. Talked to Costello Manufacturing, who is the recent purchaser of JL Innovative Designs. He showed me his line of stuff. Yeah, exactly. I didn't... model railroaders and chemists. They were chemists solving problems. So what liquid gravity is, so I picked this little bottle up and I was like, oh my, this is so heavy. How is this so heavy? So I just gotta say it. Yeah. Knowing you, Bernard, the 69 makes sense. Is it tungsten powder? I don't know if it is or not, but essentially it is a very heavy metal powder slash small balls of stuff. You pour it into, he was calling it like a liquid metal, I think, but you pour it into small spaces where you possibly want to add weight to it, and then you glue it in, and like mercury. It's not mercury. One of the things that I work in weights, and yes, there you go. So apparently it is just tungsten, but it is a dry product. So it's what you buy is a dry product. You pour it in, and then you use either their CA glue or other CA glue to weigh it down. If you are modeling in a bigger scale, let's say O scale, G scale, or whatever, yes, things like shotgun pellets work really well. If you're in N scale or Z scale, it's a little bit harder to do. So that's where I bought some, had me at hello. There you go. Yes, it would be so what that's what I call this unobtainium. But to get back to this. Yeah, so what the example he showed was he took a steam locomotive and turned it over, and on the top of the canopy of the steam locomotive, he had put the stuff in it to make the N-scale steam locomotive heavier. So 100%, you can watch it, you can see, you can see it in action. He did it. But so Deluxe Materials, then I went and talked to Kevin over at Signal Logic Systems. Then I talked to Ray from Around the Layout, and Ray did a little bit of a presentation of home shops. Then we went and talked to the guys at Macrail. I forget his name. I apologize, but the Macrail guy. Then we talked to John over at Azatrax, went to ExactRail, talked to Chris Brimley. And Tina from Mojave Model Railroad asked a question that I'm glad she asked to him, and I got to ask it in the guise of I was asking her her question. So Greg McComas is Macrail, and Chris Palmieri is Home Shop. So those guys doing a good thing. Katie, the coupler people, as well, and then said goodbye to Amherst. So this is Sunday afternoon is which one as well. Yeah, Frank was at the show, ran into him 2 or 3 times, I think, as well. So I learned a lot at the show. It was a really good experience going there and doing the filming. I kind of wish I had more time to be at the show, because there was a lot to see, And if I had another 5 days, I could have done another 5 days of filming. I would have loved to have met more of the people that were just there to see stuff and just say hello to more of the, the people that were there, like that older gentleman that I got to. I would 100% do it again. I learned so much by doing it. As much as I loved the Athearn mic, people were very confused by it, which was kind of funny. But yeah, 2024 will be here soon. I am really looking forward to the 2024 show. This year compared to last year was just incredible. As you guys remember, last year there was a huge blizzard. So this year, it was just incredible. Joey says it's probably really difficult to see absolutely everything, and that is 100% true. We could probably have 2 or 3 people live streaming for the show doing the same sort of schedule that I did, and we probably still wouldn't cover the whole thing. It's funny that you say that, Joey. I was really considering getting an HO scale tank car and putting the mic in the HO scale tank car, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Bernard says, right, he wants to come to all the shows, but who will run the 3D printers? And that's part of it, right? I mean, if I'm there filming, I don't get to do buying. If Bernard's not printing, I mean, it's kind of, it's just kind of the way it is. So if you guys didn't see the comment earlier, Dave Abelese is streaming on Facebook tonight. He actually started over at 8:30. So he's been going for about a half hour. I'm hoping he's still on now that I posted that link up there. Also starting probably now, if not momentarily, is the second section podcast doing their stream as well. So you can check out either the second section guys, check out Dave Abelese, lots of, it's a great community. There's lots of people out there doing really great online content. Check out the people doing the online content, find people in your area, go hang out with them, go operate, go have fun. Can't wait till the next Amherst. And from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity.